If you hate cold calling, but you don't want to be broke anymore, what are you doing? Like, what are you to do? Just suffer and be broke and not cold call? You see, a lot of people look at our videos and look at our streams and all the content that we have and think, oh my gosh, the only way for us to be going out and becoming successful is cold calling. And to be real, cold calling is not the answer for most people. And I love telling people to just man up, be a man, and just hammer the phones. But that's not the truth. You make millions of dollars. I mean, we make millions of dollars every single year without doing any cold calling at all. And people would, for the marketing that we do with no cold calling at all, people would dream of just that as their full-time business of what we make in 1 month, right? And the truth is, we've cracked the code for wholesaling real estate just in general, right? We can make a ton of money in a short period of time all over the country with no cold calling involved at all. And you're going to kind of hate, you're going to hate me a little bit for this one, just being real. But I'm going to get you rich. I'm going to make about $250,000 a year without cold calling sellers, without doing some crazy, stupid process. It's just super confusing and super stressful, where you're going to go out here and actually have a ton of success in wholesaling. But before I break it down, do me a favor. Make sure you smash that like button. You hit that subscribe button. We are currently live right now, so let me know where everyone is coming in live. And let's talk about this, right? So if you've been living on a rock, I mean, 2026, we've been talking about this forever, but this is by far one of the biggest opportunities that I have seen in wholesaling real estate in a very long time. And kind of the big reason for it is there's more distressed real estate happening now than ever before. And we kind of haven't had too many market shifts happening, but for about half the country, there's some big market shifts happening. And there's more motivated sellers. There's more really what I call distressed real estate than ever before. People are not paying their mortgages. Like there's 36% spike year over year. There's a massive amount of more people going out here and not paying their electricity bills, and there's more liens. And these are just more opportunity, more money for us in wholesaling real estate. And here's the cool part. You know who's buying our real estate deals? Cash buyers, not loan buyers. You see, a lot of people really get confused. They think in wholesaling real estate, when interest rates go up, is the worst thing ever for wholesaling. Well, the honest truth is, if you're selling to people who buy on loans, yeah, it's going to be a big problem. But like we sell to cash buyers, and cash buyers only care about really one thing. Are they getting a good deal or not?
Period.
That's pretty much it, right?
It's, guys, listen, cash buyers are your customers. And I've watched for like the last 10 years, like, don't worry about the cash buyer. Just there's one fundamental issue you have to understand. If you're going to sell to a cash buyer, you're doing the same equation you're doing with a motivated seller. You're exchanging speed and convenience for equity.
Yep.
So why, if you present a deal to me, Zach, and I don't think I can make money, why on earth would I buy it? So if you know there's no money in it and you're relying to find stupid people, 2026 is not the market to do it. You have to buy low and sell medium. If you want to buy medium and sell high, you're in the wrong place. It's not wholesaling. It's called speculation. So the bottom line is, guys, there has to be money left in the deal. So you have to find properties that need to be sold, because the days of just putting everything under contract, sticking it to the wall and see who's going to overpay for it, they're over. I don't see them coming back for quite a bit. So guys, there's challenges going in all markets. They're all local. Remember, your customer is the cash buyer. If they ain't making money, they ain't buying your deal.
What does Ben Mullen say? What, if you don't make dollars, it don't make sense.
It's true.
And it's just cash buyers they're just very,
and cash buyers, for the most part, there's a few dumb ones out there, but like the dumb ones, just they buy one or two deals and they're done because they don't make any money. And you and me have seen that personally recently. The truth is, really good cash buyers, someone doing it 24 years, they give you they know exactly what they need to buy.
Yeah.
And they're patient and they let all the crap go over the bow. And when they find a good deal, just like you do the same thing when you deal with your sellers, right? You deal with a lot of crap and you're patient. And if you're patient and you know how to say no to certain deals, when this one comes up, you're like, okay, that one's going to work. And we teach you how to go deep. It's no different with your cash buyers, the same thing. No money, no deal. So guys, stop trying to buy medium, sell high. It doesn't work anymore. This is why all these courses and stuff are going away. Go back to the fundamentals of wholesaling. That's what we're here for today.
Yeah, and you know the big reason, and again, I'm a very visual learner, so when I go and look at kind of like the math on this, it's like, okay, well, Zach, if there's more distressed real estate, that's bad, right? That's not good, right? I mean, what if the economy falls? Well, by the way, the economy ain't falling anytime soon, but the one indicator that I found is there's more distressed sellers right now than the past 3 or 4 or 5 years. I'm just being on, like, I'm seeing more distressed sellers now than ever before. We're seeing more foreclosure. I mean, the easiest one is foreclosures. That is the easiest like metric. I mean, I'm finding more tax delinquencies, code violations than past couple of years. And again, we kind of talked about this last week, so I'm not getting the whole spiel about this, but like consumer debt is insanely high. And more importantly, consumer debt divided by income is higher than it's ever been. So people can't now afford to fix their property. And I hate to tell you, properties are liabilities unless they're making you money, okay? Which most of the time they are not, right? You're living in the house. And so when you don't fix up your house, it goes from nice to ugly. And how do we make money in wholesaling? We find ugly, disgusting houses in the gutter. And let me just kind of just show you why this is so important for you and why this is a big opportunity.
So guys, before you get it, there's 2 factors that most people don't understand what's going on in the market. Number one, for the last 10 years, this market's just been insane. And so people kind of forgot what a motivated seller is. And people, like the new people that go, oh, is this what this, like, you don't know what distress is till you can't pay your mortgage, till your property falls apart, storms, weather, rain, and stuff like that. Number 2, we talked about the consumer credit card debt, 1.3 trillion. I mean, if you look at the graph I showed you earlier this week, it's through the moon. And like, here's one of the problems we're having, guys, is the younger generations, you young, handsome, good looking people out there, your generation is being straddled with debt. So if you're running up credit cards to the tune of 1.3 trillion, you know what the student loan debt in the United States is? It's worse than the credit card. And no, I want to say it was like 1.5, 1.6. And guys, that debt's even worse because you can't even absolve it in bankruptcy. So if I put that massive credit card and student loan, there's very little buying power for those people. And I am concerned about the youth of America because the common person's spending so much money. This is going to straddle you forever. And I'm not even getting the whole colleges things, but student loan, credit card is really going to zap the younger generation, which are the future buyers of these properties.
Yeah. So let's get into like, why is this important? Why is this a big deal, right? We got to remember in wholesaling real estate. I mean, by the way, again, here's the tail of the tape for me. I've been wholesaling for over 9 years, almost 10 years. I've done over 4,000 wholesaling real estate deals. You've been wholesaling for 24 years. I mean, insane. Over 4,000 real estate deals too. And I've been wholesaling for a while. I know I'm 26, but I'm wholesaling since I was pretty much 17 years old, 16, call it 10 years, but 16, 17 years old. And I have seen the market the way it's always been. And from doing all these wholesaling real estate deals, I have noticed one important trend. I make money when there is either these 2 things. In real estate wholesaling, this is important, okay? You make money in this business when the house is either 1 to 2 things, okay? Just wholesaling 101. If there's two factors when it comes to wholesaling real estate. You have a seller and you have a house, right? In wholesaling real estate, usually, okay, either the house is distressed or there is a big money issue going on with the seller. These are either things. So in a wholesaling real estate deal, there needs to be a checkbox. Either the house is really distressed and we can go, and if that happens, boom, that's money. If the seller has a financial issue, but the house is not distressed, boom, you can go out here and make money. But what's really attractive is when, and this is the big one, when the house is distressed and the seller is having a financial issue. Now, I might be like, well, okay, well, what is this supposed to mean? Well, usually what happens, and this is just usually how it goes, and this is why we make big money in wholesaling. Usually, first thing that happens is there's a financial issue. And they wait like a year or two. Now the roof starts leaking. They can't handle it because there's a financial issue. And eventually, now both of them are distressed. And the whole point of why we go out here and market and call and text and do all this wholesaling marketing is we want to get in front of this seller. We want to get in front of him. Me, nice Zach. I want to get in front of him before the house gets distressed. I want to get in front of him when he's having the financial issue before he starts doing the deferred maintenance.
He gets
follow up, and then he gets boom and boom, right? But the whole point is you need at least one of these things. So in wholesaling real estate, when the economy is booming and there's not a lot of financial issues with a lot of people, it's very hard to find these situations compared to, if you compare 2021 to now, completely different game we're living in, right? And it was very difficult to go out here and find a lot of these distressed situations, especially when property values keep going up. Because when property values keep going up, and this is very rare, but when property values go up, Mr. Seller is not in financial distress. You know why? Because he can go out here and get a HELOC on the property. Because if values went up 10% year over year of his $200,000 house, he can just go out here and basically collect an extra $20K to help him with his financial issues. That was a big problem in 2021, 2022. So you had to find the really, really distressed deals. And not a lot of foreclosures back then. But we are coming into a point now where real estate is actually going down. You can't take HELOCs. You can't go out here and get second equity lines of credit. You can't do any of this stuff. And so that's what's very interesting. Now, wholesaling real estate, again, is an equation. Okay? It's a simple equation. This is your income. Your wholesaling real estate income comes down to two simple factors. How many deals you have done this year, multiplied by your average assignment fee. That's pretty much it. Your average assignment is your income. That's how much money you made this year, right? So if you've done 100 deals this year and you're making $10K a deal, you are making, add two zeros, $1 million. Okay, that's hard for me. I did good. So basically that's it. So it's like, when somebody comes to me and we're doing like high-level wholesaling talks, right? Zach, how do I double my income? Well, this is just wholesaling 101. It's like, okay, well, let me ask you a question. What is easier? Going from 100 deals to 200 deals? Double the time, double the effort, or doing 10K a deal to 20K a deal? Well, we talked about this Tuesday. Lowballing is always going to be the easiest answer. It's the more scalable answer, right?
Hands down.
But here's the thing about wholesaling, right? We're hitting an economic time now where if there's more distressed real estate, guess what happens? Usually, and this is an issue, I hate to tell you this, but like real estate wholesaling is usually equilibrium. There's like an equilibrium where supply goes up, but demand goes down. Demand goes up, supply goes down. I hate to tell you, wholesaling real estate's not like this special ratio where like there's more motivated sellers than ever and cash buyers are just overpaying for deals. It usually doesn't happen like that. You've had 24 years of this. And so currently, again, I'm going to draw this graph. I know it sounds kind of dumb, but look at this little graph right here. This is going to be a supply curve of the amount of deals that you can get. And this is a curve going down. This is going down. This is going up. Now, currently, let's just use 2021 for an example. In 2021, the amount of deals were going down, but the amount you made per deal was going up. Now, a little switcheroo. Now in 2026, what we are finding is we're getting a ton more deals. There's going to be more deals, but cash buyers are being a little more hesitant because there's some markets where real estate prices are going down. Now, if you're lucky enough to be in a market where real estate prices are actually being stable or going up and there's more distressed sellers, I'm telling you, there's very, very rare that you're in a market where that happens. And that's really when you start actually making more economic. So let's use Florida, for example, right? We are making less money per deal in Florida than we were last year. Just a straight up fact. Our buyers are looking to buy tighter. You know why? Because if you go buy a $400,000 house, statistically in the state of Florida, property values are probably going to go down 5 to 7%. If you're in Sarasota, 10%. So he knows his property value is going to go down. So he's buying it even deeper, the buyer, right?
Yep.
And that kind of sucks. But guess what? That means I should get a better discount. And there's only one silver lining with that. That usually means there's more motivated sellers. But here's the issue. Usually we make about the same, if not more than we were last year wholesaling now, because we're doing more deals, but we're making less money per deal, right?
Yep.
But there's a special little delta here where if you're virtually wholesaling and you're in an area where there's more motivated, there's more deals and you're making more per deal because the demand's up there, oh, that's money. So let me show you some kind of honey holes here where no one's talking about this, but like, this is like just real estate wholesaling marketing 101, right? So let's go out here and just use use Fayetteville, North Carolina for an example, right? So let's do it values. Like right now, here, hold on, let me get this. So I'm going to pop up a couple foreclosure data reports and just showing you this. All right, let's go out here. And let me pick, hold on. So let's use this market, for example. What market I've been telling everyone that's been really hot lately? South Carolina. So if you look here at Spartanburg, South Carolina, have you noticed that real estate is actually up? Demand is up in that area. A buyer buying a deal in Spartanburg, South Carolina is like, dang, if I buy a deal here, it's going to keep going up in value. That's good, right? But also, guess what's happening? So that means demand for buyers is actually pretty strong there. But guess what? Did you know South Carolina is one of the biggest foreclosure activities right now? So there's more motivated sellers and more buyer demand than ever.
Yeah.
And so you want to ask me, Zach, how do I make all this money and just have a bunch of success in wholesale where it's easier to wholesale? Well, guys, go after markets where prices are actually going up and the amount of foreclosures are actually popping up too. That means the sellers are distressed, but the real estate's doing well. That is a big selling point here. And so again, I have not heard one person in wholesaling real estate talk about this in the past 2 or 3 years. No, like nobody talks about this stuff, but like this is the special sauce that you need to go out here and have success. And so just understand that this whole real estate wholesaling business is very market specific. So you got to make sure you know what you're doing the right way. But really, the big thing is the opportunity is here. The wave is here. There's more motivated sellers. There's by far way less friction to start in this business than there ever was. It just gets easier and easier with AI. And if you hate cold calling, this is going to be the perfect system for you. Now, I got a question for you and everyone, Why do people hate cold calling? Do you know?
I hate it too.
I mean, like, why do you hate
likes
cold calling?
to call strangers and I don't know. I just think it's the overall fear of it. And I think we all hate getting cold calls ourselves. So, I don't know. I just give you my personal thing. I mean, I'll do it. Everybody knows I don't get joy in it. I think you guys find it comical and it's ridiculous. So I don't know. That's just my opinion, but like there's plenty of ways to slice a cat. And I don't hide how I feel about cold calling because my damn phone seems to ring off the hook, period, still to this day. So let's talk. So why do people hate cold calling? Number one, what I've always noticed is, well, it's a lot of time you got to put in the business. Like it's a lot of time you got to put in cold calling. That's the aggravating part.
Now, I don't actually believe that, but I don't want to get in that right now. Like, for example, if you cold call 2 hours a day, your life could be completely changed. I'm not going to talk about cold calling today. I'm just telling you, if you cold call 2 hours a day, the right lists, your life will be changed.
Okay.
You don't believe that?
I believe it. I don't want to do it. My ADHD kicks in,
Let me ask you this. If you could take an 18-year-old kid off the street and give him a list of probates, and he's called 2 hours of probates every single day around the country.
No, I agree.
I mean, but here's the thing too. A lot of people tell me, Zach, I just don't have time to cold call. Well, I don't believe that. I don't prescribe to that theory. Unless you are a single mom of 7 kids, and you work like 4 jobs. Like
7's the number.
We're going to talk here, okay? And what I've always found is either your motivation or your excuses are going to be the most powerful thing that's going to guide where you're going to be at the next year. So the question is, what's your motivation and what is your excuse? Which one is stronger? Everyone says, my motivation's stronger. No, it's not. Clearly, your fear of cold calling is greater than your want or your need to become rich and successful. That's just a true statement. And here's the problem. This is the procrastinator's fallacy, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I can't cold call. It's too scary. I'm going to start texting. Oh, texting's too complicated. Let's do direct mail. I don't have money for direct. And then they're like, you're in this little procrastination loophole. And you tell yourself, I can't do this because of this. I can't do it because of excuse. And then you just end up taking no action. I got to watch YouTube videos of that.
We always tell people, like, if you're going to bring your old version, like, let's be honest, it didn't work out. Like, I learned this the hard way, and you bring it into wholesaling and you decide to pick and choose what's most convenient for you, what fits your personality, understanding it's not going to work. And I think it's one of the biggest problems of wholesaling. We see people all the time, well, I don't want to do that, or that scares me. I go, I guarantee you're going to be uncomfortable, scared, and lonely when you get into wholesaling. It's just the truth. And if you can't accept that, just like, I'm being brutally honest, don't do it. You took all these actions, they didn't work out. I waited till I was 33. I tried everything. And I decided reluctantly, when I got in the wholesaling, I go, I'm just going to have to do the stuff that scares the crap out of me. Now, nobody introduced me to cold calling, and there was no systematic way to do it. And if I did take that attitude and I met with like an insurance guy, he goes, man, if you did cold calling in real estate, you would destroy it. If I did it, I probably would have spent all the money, probably like I would have blown it. But I tell you, I would have had a massive competitive edge. So let's look at 2026 today. We're talking about it. Most people do it because they're scared, because their old mentality is, I don't want to interrupt people. It's rude. Here's the truth. Nobody can hurt you in cold calling. Your feelings are going to get hurt. And let's be brutally honest. You guys are scared to get your feelings hurt. I know I was. I'm just brutally telling you the truth. I look back, if somebody showed me it, even at 33, I would have done phenomenal with it. And back then, it would have been the most efficient, fastest way to connect with people. And who doesn't want to do something in your pajamas? Because you have that ability to do it in cold calling.
I'm telling you right now. And so number one's time. The number two one is like, it's painful. I hate doing it. I don't like old people screaming at me. I get it. Actually, okay. You know what? That's not really an excuse. I get it, right? People can get very angry at you. And number three is fear, which again, we talk about fear all day, but like my whole definition of fear of why you don't want to cold call, let's just talk about this straight up. You're going to have the same fear. If you have a fear of being on the phones, avoiding cold calling will not help you. I'll just be real with everybody.
And imagine when you got to meet with somebody in person.
Yeah. Like if you have a fear of being on the phone, just imagine you got to go talk to a seller in person, or you have to actually make an offer to them. And guess what happens if you have a fear of talking to someone on the phone? Then you'll have a fear of giving a very lowball offer.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Because what if they say something bad? What if they say something angry with me? Oh my gosh. What do I say? And so the fear part, we got to talk about this. First and foremost, I've always said this and I'll continue to keep saying this. When I was 12 years old, used to play Call of Duty Black Ops 2. No, Black Ops 1. And I also played Modern Warfare 2. And there's nothing you can tell me on an Xbox live chat that could ever make me phased in life.
What happens in these chats?
If you play Call of Duty now, like they have these like special like AI bots where you can't say anything bad or like something aggressive. Back in the day on Xbox, you're in a chat room of 30 people.
I remember seeing some of those messages.
They're not messages, they're live chats.
Yeah.
So you got the headphones in, and basically there's 30 random people from the world, and they're all like shooting each other in the video game. And they all had a microphone.
Trash talking?
You could say that.
Was it voice or text?
Voice.
Oh, Lord.
And there's no filtering, no AI. And I heard some of the most heinous things a 11-year-old kid would ever hear in his life. You know, oh, I'm gonna do it to your mom. You know, the craziest stuff ever. They just, you know. So, but between you and me, if you're my age, right? You're under the age. You're between the ages of like 18 to 20 to 30, right? You probably don't get face cold calling. that's just one skill. Okay. And again, if anyone wants to go out here and yeah, hey, we've got some people in the comments that can back me up on here. Okay. We've heard some pretty crazy things back in the day. And so you can't really phase me on that end. But again, the fear part, you got to get over that fear. Is it a fear if someone's going to say something mean to you? Because I play Call of Duty, people say mean things to me, I don't really care. And the other mindset I always come in with this in wholesaling is, first and foremost, I get probably 40, 50 hate-filled messages a day. But I also get 1,000 really nice, happy messages. And maybe 5 bad ones for every 1,000 good ones, right?
Yeah.
And my always quote is, my mom thinks I'm cool. And I've always said that, and this is something I still believe to my day, is if Johnny Pants 52 comments, Zach, you're a loser, you're awful, you're scum of the earth, you're the worst guy in the world. I say, okay, Johnny Boy 52. Let me see if my mom thinks. My mom actually thinks I'm a pretty cool guy.
Yeah.
So so if I get upset over what that guy says, that means I don't value my mom's opinion of who I am. And I think my mom knows me a lot better than Johnny Pants 52 who's only seen me on video, right? And so same thing happens to you. If you're fearful if someone's going to say something mean to you by giving an offer on the phone, that person has known you for 2 hours. Your mom has known you for 40 years, maybe, right? If your mom thinks you're cool, maybe your mom actually hates you. Maybe your dad thinks you're cool. Maybe your dog thinks you're cool. I don't know. But like whatever the whole situation of this is, your fear is completely made up. Back in the day, human beings used to go swimming in the ocean, and there used to be sharks just going around. There used to be saber-toothed tigers gnawing for our heads. That's what fear really is. But we don't go after that stuff anymore, okay? Now, I'll be honest with you. You know, me and my dad here, right? Like, I mean, we grew up in Florida. I've had a couple alligators get a little snappy, okay? They've gotten a little snappy with us, you know? I've gone through real fear, you know? There's nothing that you can tell me that's going to give me more fear than an alligator kind of getting a little close to you, right? A little snappy.
Unfortunately, I've had more than enough shares. You know, a good friend of mine actually got attacked and drug in the water on the alligator, and he's a marine biologist.
Yep.
And that was recent in the last 3 years. Just crazy stuff. So like, it's true though. Like the problem is we were wired for survival, saber-toothed tigers, you know, T-Rex chasing us, whatever it is, land of the lost. And the reality is like what you think is fearful today, you just don't have a good barometer. So like, go walk into a UFC cage and go get punched in the mouth, and like then you're gonna wake up real quick.
Let's talk about this.
Deal. But I do. The problem is most people don't even. You think fear of cold calling is like bad. You're not even close to the scale.
Okay, let's use a real example. Your grandfather, my great grandfather, fought in World War II. You know, like think of the men that stormed Normandy on D-Day.
Oh my God!
Like,
dude,
come on. The
bullets.
So you're telling me that you're scared?
Yeah, it's just
okay. We have a decent amount of combat vets in here that have seen action in combat, right? Like, there's nothing that you are. And here's the thing: I'll tell you this: I've never seen a combat vet. Let's use Samir for example. Samir was in the Navy. He might be still in the Navy. You know, he got attacked on his Navy ship from off of Yemen. Yeah. Like, what fear does Samir have of calling a seller? Like, he legit had Somali, Yemenis people literally attacking him on a boat, trying to sink him and end his life. I don't think he's going to be scared to talk to a seller on the phone, a 90-year-old woman from Atlanta. I don't think Samir is going to be worried about that.
I think the correct word is it's uncomfortable. I don't think it's fearful. And I think even us, like we mix up the words, like you got to put in. Have you ever had something like a near-death experience? Like everything seems easy after that. It's like everything cruises for a week and then you go back to your norm. So you got to put it in perspective. Like, with cold calling, like, dude, I used to knock on people's doors. I'm like, I was like, what was that? Duck weave. The guy's throwing the wrenches at you. That's what it's like knocking on someone's door. Cause you don't know if a dog's coming out the door. You don't know if a pissed off husband or dad's coming out the door. They assume you're up to no good. And I'm telling you, crazy stuff happens. And it's a safety issue. On the phone, they're either going to hurt your feelings or they're going to hang up on you. So just prepare for the worst and expect it and move forward. So I kind of get it. I think we overemphasize what we think. The problem is Oh, I was gonna say we're getting soft, man. Like we're all getting soft.
Well, there's certain people in the United States that aren't soft. And what I like to do is, again, I didn't come up with this quote, but I love it. It's called Immigrant Mentality and American Hustle.
Mm-hmm.
And I rarely in wholesaling real estate find an immigrant from a really rough country who goes out here and cries to me about how difficult wholesaling is. If you came from like Pakistan, you came from some like Democratic Republic of the Congo, you came from Chad, you came out here from the craziest country, the Cameroon. Yeah. You ain't going out here crying about how difficult cold calling is. You have a smile on your face and say, let's get it. I'll use an example. This isn't a particularly rough country, but every single person from this country who goes into wholesaling never complains to me. Jamaicans. If you came from the United States from Jamaica and you come to this country, I don't know many Jamaican, maybe the sons of immigrants, but actual Jamaican immigrants that just, today was a hard day. I with an accent. I don't know one Jamaican guy with an accent who came from Jamaica in the United States that is like a sorry, like loser. I'm just like, they're super happy. Life is a lot better here.
I know why they're happy.
You know, the only people that are very upset usually are, you know, I'm going to get into it, but like, I'm just being straight up with you. And so most immigrants that I know that come to this country are the absolute hardest workers that I know. But if you can mix the immigrant mentality with American hustle, is lights out. And so the reason I'm trying to talk to you right now before we get into the texting, all this stuff, and the non-cold calling is I need to go back out here and switch that little knob in your brain that's making you an absolute, just going to be real, an absolute excuse-making loser. And what I mean, and again, I'm not calling you a loser because I'm not like, oh, you're a loser. How dare, like I'm saying you're losing right now. You're not winning. You're losing right now. And the only way that you're going to go out here and get your money up and get to the success is to go out here and start changing your mindset. I'm telling you guys right now, this is do or die for you. If you're not going out here and massively making action, you're going to be stuck at where you're at right now in your life. And I can go tell you all these happy things and it's okay. It's okay for you to feel bad. Guys, it doesn't matter. You need to go out here and get rich. This is your time. I'm nowhere where I'm at in my life right now unless he went out here and decided that he was going to change his life and go out here and take a risk and stop making excuses. I wouldn't get anywhere if I was making excuses in my life. You need to go out here and start the catalyst, the change to make you successful in your life. The problem is if you're just sitting around doing nothing, watching these YouTube channels year after year after year, I will absolutely have no pity for you. You have to go out here and take action. That's what's going to make you a success in wholesaling real estate. You have to eliminate all fear.
Guys, it's a catapultic effect. So, I mean, I was brought up in a family where like everything was reserved. You had to get everybody's acceptance and like you just feared a lot. A lot of you can relate to it. And at 33, I decided that this ain't working out for me anymore. And then I just made a complete shift. Now, it took some time to grasp it. This is how I operate. But he grew up in an environment where he didn't fear anything. Like everything was abundancy. Let's go. And I'm just telling you, one tiny change can have a historic effect on the rest of your life and everybody you impact. And think about all the people I've impacted. Obviously, Zach has. And the thing is, someone brave has to stand up and just make a change because it's so easy to conform what life gives you and just be the average of everybody around you. Average sucks, guys. I'm just telling you. I tried it. It's not that great. The middle class is just a complete farce. You're better than that. If you want to do it, do it. But somebody has to stand. You know how hard it was for me to stand up at 33? I thought I was like tired about it. And I just changed. I was broke. Nothing worked. And I just changed my mind. And you see the end result. And I want to let you know, anybody can make that decision at any time. I'm not the only person that's ever done it. So they're going to try to beat you down and wear you. It's completely up to you. You will become whatever you desire to do. If you want other people to track and you want everyone's like that, you're not getting it along the way. And here's a secret is family is usually the most difficult ones. If you actually want to go somewhere, reach out to people that are closest to your goal, not closest to you. That's not my quote. It's so true because whenever we want to get somewhere, get dad, I'm thinking about doing this whole thing. He goes, are you crazy? It sounds like a scam. Well, like dad, like, no, son, you're not doing it. And that's what we do. 18, we just shut our mouths and move forward. So it takes bold action to do it. And I just want you to understand that.
Guys, immigrant mentality, American hustle. That's what you need to start doing. You just got to remember, okay? Scared money don't make money. If you are scared, if you have fear, you ain't going to make any money. And here's the thing, guys. I don't know what your fear really is because if you have no money, I'm going to teach you today how to get a deal without cold calling at all. So money is not going to be your fear. Your fear is going to be something that is utterly just not true. It's being real. Okay. So let's talk about this. There are way better ways to get deals without than just cold calling in general. Now you gotta, I mean, again, there's layers to this, but it's true. If you hate cold calling, these other channels I'm going to tell you today are going to not solve your issues. They're not going to solve your mindset issues. They're not going to solve your issues with going out here and trying something else. And I'll be real with everybody watching this. Let's just use, I like using texting, for example, because it's such a good one-to-one of calling.
Mm-hmm.
If you were having zero success cold calling, like you were calling 20 hours a week and you had zero success, texting that same list will get you nothing either. Just being real, okay? Texting and calling are a absolute one-to-one pretty much match of a reflection of a list. So if I text a code violation list, let's say it's 1,000, I'll probably produce 10 leads. If I call it, I'll probably produce 10 leads.
Yeah.
Now they're different leads, which is cool, but like they're usually a one-to-one match, not perfectly, but roughly. So if you call this list and the skip tracing sucked or the data sucked and you try to text, it just ain't going to work, man. It ain't going to work. And so what I want to let you know is we have to solve the fundamental issues first. And the other issue I'm going to tell you is if let's use water as example as a marketing channel. Okay. So if you have a leaky bucket and you think, it's the water that's the issue, I'm going to go to another river and that's going to be the problem. Right. Yeah. And you're blaming the water source. We gotta fix the leaky bucket here. And this is why again, it's not the sexiest thing to talk about your mindset the first half of this live stream, but you got to understand it. And again, I could care less if as long as I have 2 people that watch this, okay, that are actually taking my advice to actual heart, you'll have success. Okay. And the reason why I don't try to make these live streams like, oh, how would I get the most views? And no. The reason I do this is I try to go out here and have the best success. The reason I teach this for free is because I'm trying to get you the best success. Like, for example, I want to give a shout out here to Caleb. Caleb, bro, just made $84,000.
That's awesome.
On a wholesaling deal because of my advice. Now, do I make these live streams and these videos and this important information just so I can get a view? No. This is so people like Caleb can go out here and make $84,000 on a deal. So whoever wants to cry to, Rick, my dad, right, about lowballing, it's like, well, Caleb's crying he's crying, but he's crying laughing to the bank. Okay, he's laughing to the bank. 84,000. There's about 84,000 reasons to lowball right there, right?
Yeah, guys, wholesaling is lowball. Like there's no other way around it. If you don't buy low, you're not wholesaling because then you got to buy medium and then you got to sell retail like a realtor. I don't want to be a realtor. Do I get rejected a lot? Absolutely. I don't care. Like that's the name of the game because remember, he or she that buys everything will never last in business. So find those motivated sellers, connect with them, earn their trust, use the seller solution to solve the problem, and use the go for no offer. There's no other way to do it.
15 grand last week. Shout out to him on there. But like the reason, again, I'm just giving you the information that's going to help you. So you need to fix the leaky bucket first. Okay. And that leaky bucket for most people is going to be your mindset or your information that you have. So again, I always make sure everybody knows that you need to go to freewholesaling.com and go through a free real estate wholesaling course in the community. Again, it's freewholesaling.com. It's literally on the bottom, scrolling for you. That's how you go out here and actually learn the right lists, the right scripts, all these things. I have a lot of people go out here and, they take some advice from the course, but they use their own script. They use their own method. Brutal. Absolutely brutal to do that.
Yeah, so, if you take too much instruction from too many people, like I see a lot of people, they pepper. I go, I like what he does. Now, once you get experience, then you can a la carte what you want. In the beginning, dude, die hard instruction, go hard.
Well, here's how I explain it.
Yeah.
If we're going to make a vanilla wedding cake, okay?
Yeah.
And I take grandma 1, I go to the Italian grandma, I go to the Spanish grandma, I go to the Mexican grandma and I take all the recipes to make just a wedding cake that's vanilla,
Mm-hmm.
and I just mix it up. I do the Mexican grandma's egg ratio, and then I do the sugar ratio for the lady from Minnesota. And it's going to be disgusting because you got to follow the recipe.
And then you get the gluten-free.
You got a gluten-free lady, and then the problem. The problem is a lot of you guys are mixing the ratios. It's just, again, if you're talking about cheeseburger, sure, use whatever is cheese, but like this is like a cake, and wholesaling real estate is like making a cake without like the special mixer.
I'm so bad at recipes.
No, but like you have the egg, you have the sugar, like and if one goes off, the whole thing explodes.
I used to watch my grandma. She did it so many times over. She could just pour it in. And she goes, yeah, that's about right. I go, how'd you know?
Yeah.
And unfortunately, that gravitated in me. So to this day, when I go to make something, like I try to make my wife a cake or something, I'm like, what? I don't know the difference between a tablespoon and a teaspoon. And I didn't know there's different containers for like liquid versus like powder. Like, I don't know how you guys even cook. It's just too overwhelming to me. I like to sit in front of the barbecue and do something like that.
There we go. That's what you got to be
doing. Don't use grandma's recipe because you don't know it good enough. So you can't ad lib in the beginning. Follow the program. And then as you become established, you can make your adaptations.
There we go. So again, with your mindset, let me just ask a real question for you. It's like, how many excuses have you made in the past week? And the reason I'm saying that is be very cognizant about what an excuse is. And again, this was something that you taught me when I was first starting out in wholesaling. This was one of the biggest things that changed. Is you said, Zach, like he's just hearing me on the phone, literally in the kitchen, answering bandit sign calls.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, you say the word a lot. I'm like, what do you mean? So you see, you don't even realize you're saying it.
You don't know. You
don't know. And I said, okay, let me be very cognizant. Let me actually make a mental note every time I say I recorded myself. I'm like, I do say it a lot.
When you record yourself, it's weird.
And then I go out here, okay, cool. So and it just got better and better and better and better at it. And that was a big change in my life. I just got better talking to sales doing that, right? But I still say sometimes. Like I'm not perfect. But I'll tell you this. The same thing happens with excuses. Sometimes you don't even know it's an excuse. You know why? Because your brain knows you better than anybody else. It knows exactly what to tell you. Because you might be fat and it says, oh, you're going to starve if you don't eat that cake. You will starve.
I know that feeling.
No, but like your brain will literally convince you the craziest things. So just feel about it, right? Again, whenever you feel sorry for yourself, think about that for a second. Be like, am I really feeling sorry about myself? Okay. Is this really bad, right? Just think, any complaints, you got to remember, guys. Again, I say this trying to say this in the nicest way possible, guys. Life is a very precious gift. Stop being such a sorry loser with the gift that you're being given. So many people, and this is just the world in general, absolutely do not go out here and cherish the life that they have. They go out here and they're just sorry. They feel bad. Every day's a struggle and life is terrible. You live in the United States of America, bro. You make $30 an hour at your job. You're not your life is not awful. I'd rather be in poverty in America than poverty in in the Caribbean or something like that, right? Trust me, I've seen the poverty in the Bahamas. You do not want to be poverty in the Bahamas. You don't want to be the poverty in India, okay? Just look up poverty in India and look up poverty in a trailer park in America and tell me which one you'd rather live in. Because I think in America, they give people like food stamps, like $2,000 a month for food stamps. It's just crazy to me. So I'm just telling you guys, life is a precious gift. If you're an American citizen, like, geez, man, stop being such, don't be sorry about yourself.
When you whine and complain, I'm just letting you know, it serves no purpose. And what it lets you do is perpetuate your story of why it's somebody else's problem, why you can't get something done. So if you find yourself whining, and I used to do it, I'm not going to hide it, you just start self-evaluating, go, just number one, identify it. Number two, you're going to have to use your mind muscle to stop it. Because like Zach will tell you, when people whine to me or him, I'll give you one outside of family. All family does is whine. But I give you one free whine. The second one, I go, hey, listen, let's get to the root of the problem. The third time, I don't want to speak to you anymore because it's just chronic. There's some legit, but even if you have a complaint, a legitimate one, like that's hindering you, Work on the solution. Don't cry about it.
Yep.
And after a while, you see the same people crying over it. You guys know people in your life, and it's like, why do you do it? You do it to stroke your ego, to soothe you. It's like your pacifier. And I look at people like Baby who just constantly cry. Listen, life's not fair. If anyone told you life's fair, they absolutely lied to you. That's what all our parents are. Oh, like, Santa Claus, all this. And I'm not here to bust Santa Claus, but the reality is we have to grow up. If you go back to the Spartans days, like the Greek Roman empires, you know what they did to make a warrior? They took the boy away from his mother at 6, and he didn't see his mom till he was 18 again, and they toughened him up. And it's a little extreme, but I'm just telling you, like, I think sometimes we're just coddled a little too much with our excuses.
So just remember, we are in the present moment because it is a present, a gift. Life is a gift. So just remember, the excuses got to stop.
It's a gift.
What does that mean?
That's what young kids do, right?
No, they don't. Okay.
That's what the girl.
So
I'm trying.
Maybe a girl. I'm not a guy. I'm not a girl.
Oh.
Okay. So
just trying to spread our demographics around a little more here.
So guys, slow feet don't eat. So that's what I'm trying to explain to everybody. Okay. And again, we don't talk about religion. I don't force religion down anyone's throat. I see a lot of wholesaling, like influencer type guys do this. It's kind of, I think it's crazy. I just talk about wholesaling. That's just what I'm really good at. But I'll tell you this, pretty much every world religion, sloth is like very bad or it's a sin. Okay.
I thought it was an animal.
Yeah. But it's also a deadly sin.
They're so cute.
Okay. I'm talking about like, the actual, like, so why does every religion pretty much have a rule, or why does, basically, a higher being very upset that you're lazy? Well, the truth is, a higher being in most religions, right? They gave you life.
Mm-hmm.
And how are you going to honor that person by giving you life? By what? You just going out here and doing nothing all day?
No.
Or like, why don't you become the best version of yourself and honor the person that made you, right? That's how pretty much all religions look at being lazy. And the truth is, you need to go back here and reflect on that for a second. And what I mean by this is the chance of you being alive is so incredibly rare. So do you want to go out here and just, again, there's living life and there's just doing nothing with your life. Why don't you become the best version of yourself?
Right.
Physically,
your own story.
Financially, mentally, spiritually, whatever it is, right? I tell everybody that if you don't go out here and get rich or get successful, right? I highly recommend, if you're not religious, even if you're not religious, I highly recommend, and again, I think it's actually kind of funny, is if you read the Proverbs, okay, from the Bible, okay, I think I've read the Bible probably 5 or 6 times, just reading it. And it's always interesting because you get things that like people don't talk about. If you read the Proverbs, it was written by King Solomon, who supposedly was granted like divine wisdom, okay, from the heavens. And he mentions about 6 or 7 times, I'm saying that funny, about 7 times in the Bible about how being lazy as a farmer basically is not good. And pretty much being lazy and not going out here and working hard will never get you wealthy. It's just the truth. And so you want to go out here and not, it's absolutely insane for me. Okay, guys, you are meant for so much more. So again, that's how you do it. So how do you approach this? How do you go out here and start making money without any cold calling? Well, I'll tell you about this. 90% of the time you clicked on this video was because you have an absolute wrong mindset about this. I don't want to cold call. Whoa. Hey. Let's unhypnotize you. Is it because you have excuses? Because you probably don't want to cold call for excuses. Don't worry. I will give you the reward. I will tell you how to make money without cold calling, because I think there's actually 2026, no cold calling. If you had to tell me, Zach, if you had 10 hours a week, you're solo, would you go out with a full-time job? Would you call or text, or call or not cold? I would say no cold call. You know why? Number one, there's 2 ways. So I'm actually very curious. Say this in the comments. There's 2 ways you can make a lot of money without cold calling. There's a hard way and there is an easier way. Now, the one's the paid way and the free way. Which ones are you guys curious? And when I say paid, I mean like $300 at most. So are you at a $300 budget or below, or you're at like $0 budget? Let me know live right now. I'm kind of curious where everyone's at right now. Where are you guys at on this? Okay. Because I see a lot of people. Okay. Where are you at? Right. Okay. Where are you at? Are we at the free way, the paid way? What way are we at, right? So again, we got half people paid. Okay. And the reason, again, I'm always curious about that is a lot of people say, I'm only doing free. And my answer is like, what's more valuable, your time or money? Again, usually this little method of me trying to convince you to do paid is because I'm trying to sell you some $10,000 course. Oh, you need to go out here and actually invest. Put the 10K. No, I'm telling you put like $200 or $300. The reason I'm telling you put $300 in is because either you can spend the $200 or $300 and not go out here and spend 40 hours a week. Just you save 30 hours by spending $300. You save $10 and you pay $10 an hour. Most people make more than $10 an hour. It's probably worth it. And so what I found is if you're in the United States of America, and again, I'm actually going to give you the answer. If you make more than $10 an hour, I would probably do the paid way. If you make under $10 an hour, which we actually have a ton of people from all over the world make under $10 an hour, that's fine.
Or you got no money. Like, let's face it.
Or you got no money. That's fine too.
That's how I did it. I not only didn't have money, I owed a ton of money. So it's like, if I could do it from the negative situation, you can do it too. And I'm here to tell you, sometimes it just crap happens to you. The question is, can you go forward and dig out of it? But like, it doesn't matter. It comes down to your mindset. Like, I mean, even Grant Cardone does challenges where you drop him in a place and they give him $0. And like, he has to barter his way all the way up. I don't really think he got up to $1 million in 30 days. I think that's a little extreme, but like you could turn $10 into $100, $100 into like 200 and work your way up. The idea is if you just get one deal on your belt, it will free you up to like $20,000, and then you can do some real change with it. So how you got there, it doesn't matter. It's where you go forward with it. And if you have some money and some like skill sets in your discipline, a couple $100 will go a long way from zero.
There we go. So what do we do? If you, let's just do the hard way. It's just a little harder. Okay. Working 30 hours a week on top of a full-time job is hard. I'm just being real with you. It's not impossible though. So if you have no money, again, let's kind of do the tail of the tape here. I'd probably tell you a system that I'm going to tell you, which I'll show you, is first and foremost, if you have no money and you want to get somebody's phone number, you need to do manual skip tracing. Okay. You need to actually get the physical phone numbers to these leads for free. And mostly Trivial Search Cyber. I'll show kind of the system on this, right? On top of that too, you're going to need to get the data for free, which is fine. I think free data is actually better than paid data, but it's a little more time to go get that effort, but that's fine. I would tell you manual skip tracing is going to be the thing for you if you have absolutely $0. Now that's probably going to you're probably going to spend 15 to 20 hours a week manually skip tracing properties. That's not impossible, but just FYI. You're going to be doing a lot of texting, a lot of digital bandit signs, a lot of my EOG system, and a ton of networking. Zach, what are you talking about? Okay, first and foremost, if you don't know what digital bandit signs are, get your butt to freewholesaling.com. I have a digital bandit sign academy. I've been telling everybody about this. Nobody wants to talk. What? What's digital bandit sign? Guys, digital bandit signs are still the wave and still the future here. A lot of people don't really understand this. I don't get it at all. But digital bandit signs by far is one of the easiest and simplest ROT, return on time, return on investment, to get it. Guys, right now, you can have ChatGPT create a post in a bunch of Facebook groups, Craigslist, and get a ton of inbound traffic and inbound leads. And if you post 2 digital bandit signs a day on Facebook through all these groups for a year straight, you're going to get deals. But it is, oh, I don't want to do that. What's your excuse? Why? Everyone gives me an excuse, but no one gives me cash or checks. Well, I mean, we showed some people today showing some deals. But like, if you're watching this video and you hear me talk about, I talk about excuses the whole time, and I say digital bandit signs, 20% of you said, nah, I don't want to do that. I don't want to post on Facebook group. What if my grandma sees it? What's wrong with you?
Listen, if you're worried about what someone's going to view you, you're bringing your old mindset in the wholesaling. And I promise you, that's the number one thing that keeps everybody. You're so worried how everyone's going to view you. Guys, if you want to dig out of a hole, you're going to have to take a different path. And not many people are going to come along with you. Me and Zach will, but everyone's going to try to drag you down when you do it. And I'm just telling you, you're never going to get acceptance for what we're showing you how to do. But if you really want to get out, you want to get financially free, and you want to be your own boss, and you want freedom to have choices, you're going to have to do the opposite of what everybody else does. So everybody else, hey, how was your day? Was Judy good to you today? Do you believe John? John, he's so mean to me. He makes me do all those reports. No, they're just, hey, I want to do more. But now here's the problem is you're going to lead back to the people closest to you to give you advice, and they're going to sabotage you. They don't even know they're doing it, but they're going to gaslight you the whole time. Is that safe? Are you sure? 401k is pretty exciting. 401k is like, I hate those things, man. Like they're just, you have no control. I'm just telling you guys, you're going to have to do things differently. It took me some time to accept it, but I got better at it. And I'm just telling you, stop trying to pick and choose and do it your own way. If you want to be different, you're going to have to do different things. You're going to have to grow up and get them done. It's just the truth.
There we go. Here's the next one. My email offer generator system. Who in here knows, I think most of y'all, but some of y'all don't, that I have a free software that will have you blast offers via email with videos and emails. You can literally record one video and send it to over 1,000 people a day completely for free that are motivated. Anybody here know that I have that? And it's you can send the emails for free. Anybody here know I have that entire system? Probably not. Because y'all don't go through the stuff in course. Free wholesaling.com. Guys, I literally created the system so you could go blast out videos of you on Loom. Where you record one video, you send that video to thousands of people every single day. I show you how to do, I made a course for digital bands. I showed all this stuff so you can get deals without spending a dime. Because I never made, I have no money being an excuse. But you guys ain't doing it. I'm going to cry. It breaks my heart.
It's crazy.
It absolutely breaks my heart. Guys, I'm giving you the tools. Okay. I can't make you successful if you don't go out here and do it. If you have no money, you have no excuses. Okay. So I tell you, take government lists. I have all the government lists are inside wholesaling.com. I have the whole spreadsheet of what to do. Go inside there. You're going to be good. JV network. You're going to become stupid successful. Again, probably a system I could probably tell you, again, if you have no money, I'd probably go more towards this of an actual like system if you have no money. But I would go out here again. I like using a reverse pyramid. That's like my thing this year. But if you're going out here and you're doing free, right? I would start your ladder on basically doing SMS on as many government lists as you possibly can, right? So again, this is going to be your probates, pre-foreclosures, code violations. Just talk to these three, right? Mm-hmm. You're probably going to have about 3,000 of those, right?
Yep.
You're probably going to skip trace that. It's probably going to be about 30 hours a week.
Ouch.
I mean, it's just true. TruePeopleSearch.com. True People Search it. And it's going to be a lot of time and effort. You'll probably maybe get 1,000 of them done. Then what I want you to do is just text them on Google Voice, about 1,000. Then you're going to do your email offer generator. You're going to blast your emails. You're going to do digital bandit signs, DBS. And that's how you're going to get a deal. And you go out here and do this every single day and do the systems I teach inside of freewholesaling.com. You're going to be fine. But here's the problem. Doing the freeway, right? You're probably going to get you're going to get in front of about 1,000 people for about 120 hours for the month.
Mm-hmm.
That's not bad. And by the way, if you have no money, this is definitely a way to do it. Like, trust me. This is no cold calling, by the way, either. Now, is this going to guarantee your success? It's going to be very hard. I could probably tell you, if you're lucky, you could probably get about $125,000 a year if you really know what you're doing. If you actually go out here and outreach JV deals inside of freewholesaling.com, you could probably do it. I think anyone can make about $100K a year just JVing inside of freewholesaling.com. I mean, there's millions of dollars every single month that get in JV deals. I'm just telling you, right? Like that's something you can do. Now, that's not the system that I think people should be doing. If you make, again, if you live in the United States of America and you make more than, again, my rule usually, if you make more than $10 an hour, the reason I do this is because if you do the freeway, you're going to put about 120 hours.
Mm-hmm.
You could literally work at Wendy's and make more than this. So you could literally earn $1,200 at a job working overtime for the month than the cost of this, which would probably be about $300. So again, the reason I say that is, I mean, probably if you make more than $5 an hour, it's probably worth it. So just FYI, because the 120 hours, you could have been working at Wendy's and made $1,200, which you could put $300 into that and boom, you're good. Just FYI.
Yeah.
So this system, again, about 10 hours a week, won't kill you. But again, this is what I'm going to say. And this isn't like balls to wall killing yourself either. So what I found here we go, is the system that I'm going to tell you. Can I draw? Yes, I can. This is more of a paid system. Can't draw today. There we go. More of a paid system. I think it works well. Is we're going to be doing this. There we go. You're going to go out here and you're going to pull, obviously, your government data. Go to government lists. You're going to get the same probably 3,000, right?
Mm-hmm.
You are going to skip trace it on a website called xleads.com. Now, by the way, for everybody waiting for the big xleads launch, I will tell you, and again, this is kind of upsetting, but we are very close to it. The APIs were hooked up for something big, and it turns out the APIs are a lot more difficult than I thought. So I'm at least a week behind on it. It'll be, in my guesstimate, 7 to 14 days before it comes out. I know it breaks my heart to say that. It might come up Monday. I'm hoping it's Monday, but most likely Thursday or 2 Mondays from now. So I'd say about 7 to 10 days is probably my guess. I know.
We'll let you know.
We'll let you know, but I don't launch something unless it's perfect. So it's definitely one of the biggest launches ever. But okay, guys, xleads.com still is literally the best. Even right now, it's literally the best. But okay, 3,000, take it to xleads.com. You get 25,000 skip trace records, and your total cost of that is about $97 a month. Okay. Now from there, what I'm going to do is I'm going to have you go to xleads, pull an AI list. Again, this is me trying to sell xleads. I'm just telling you, AI is going to predict in your area who is the most motivated sellers. You're probably going to get about 500 of those. Anything that's a 700 score or above. On top of 2, I would use the xleads SkyDrive, which is the AI drawing for dollars. Again, just leverages your time. It's a score from 0 to 1,000, how ugly the house is. Anything that is, 0 to 100. 0 to 100, how ugly it is. Anything that's a 70 or above, you'll probably get about 200 of these in your area. It depends on the plan you got on xleads.
Mm-hmm.
So you're roughly looking at about 3,700 properties, but these are very targeted. What you're going to do here, okay, is you are then going to text these leads. You're going to do SMS text blasting on xleads.com. You can text on xleads. Xleads currently cost 1 penny per text. So how much is it going to cost to text this? It'll probably cost you about $37. So now you're in overall $97 for xleads, $37 for the texting, and probably just say you have $5 for phone numbers, right? So let's go here and do the math. Let's do the math here. 97 plus 37 plus 5. This is a system you're all in. Let's call it 150 a month. It's 139. Let's call it 150 a month. So if you have not much time, this is the best system that if you absolutely have like not much money, not much time, this is the by far, okay, the best system possible. Okay. The absolute best system possible. Now, if you want to go be a big boy, okay. Okay. You guys want to go out here and be a big boy and you want to go nuts. I would probably tell you if you want to pony up, I would probably tell you, and this is just me. This is what I would do. Okay. What I would do is if I had $300, so I started wholesaling real estate with $300. If I had to start that all over again with a $300 budget, what I would do, I'd pull those 3,700 leads, right? I would go, no joke, I would pull a high equity list. It really depends on the city, right? I'd pull a high equity list, maybe make it vacant, possibly.
Mm-hmm.
I would make sure it's 60% equity. I would make sure that it is owned for at least 5 years, 5 years or more. Make sure there's no LLC that owns the property. You roughly are probably going to be about, call it 12,000 leads. Okay. So roughly there, now you have 15,700 properties. Okay. That's going to cost you roughly $157 to text. You paid 97 bucks for X leads, and probably just say you buy 20 phone numbers. So overall with a system like this, probably some like learning how it works, but like you're probably 274. 274 plus gas money. I would have you drive for dollars too if you can. Put some sticky notes out. Boom. That's how personally I would do it. Again, I don't know many people. Actually, I don't really know any. And by the way, when it comes to X leads, all right, when it comes to X leads, I actually have the stats of everyone who texts. And I personally don't know any X leads customer that texts more than 40,000 people a month that doesn't get a deal a month.
Yeah.
Just doesn't happen. They're spending $400 and they're having success. It's just, I'm just being real with everybody. So yeah, that's where I'd say there. Now, on top of that too, you're just not only texting, right? What I'm telling you too is you would be throwing sticky notes. If you hate cold calling and you're texting already, the number two thing I would tell you is sticky notes. It is so underutilized. And more specifically, putting sticky notes on pre-foreclosure properties. If you can just do anything, let's say, Zach, I don't want to text either. If you go out here for all of 2026 and you go to the dollar store, you pay $1, you go get a pen, you write on that pen, hey, this is Zach. I had a quick question about your property. Please give me a call back. Go to Google Voice, get a free phone number, and you slap that on every pre-foreclosure in your county. You actually physically drive to the house. You put a sticky note on the door with your headphones in, blasting your music. There's no way you don't make 100K. It just doesn't, like if you did every single one,
I used to knock on the doors. I didn't know how to do it.
I didn't like door knocking. So
with Ring doorbells today and the way society is, it's not effective.
There's too many pocket rockets that were being launched at me. So I did not want to deal with it. I can't say the word on YouTube. You know, Florida people are crazy.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah,
they did some firepower. So I didn't want to deal with that. So we devised a new method where you just put sticky notes on doors. Zach, what do you say if they call you? You put a sticker on my door. What do you want? Hey, this is Zach. Me and my partner, one of us, I don't know which one specifically your property here, but we put it probably sticking on your door because we were interested in buying it. We're just seeing if you're looking to sell the property. That's it. You de-arm them. Maybe it was me. Maybe it was my partner. I don't know which one. But because, I have lots of employees, I could say that, right? Disarm them, you're good to go. Then number 3, my JV outreach system. Guys, if you have no money, some money, big budget, little budget, whatever it is, right? I will tell everybody watching this that one of the most valuable things you can do in wholesaling real estate right now, okay, is our JV outreach system. And basically what this means is if you go to our free real estate wholesaling course and community, freewholesaling.com. Did I mention that I have a free wholesaling course? Did I mention that?
No, I don't think you did.
I have a free wholesaling course. It's called freewholesaling.com. And I will teach you how to wholesale real estate completely for free.
Shocker.
So let's go here. Here it is, freewholesaling.com. Look for the picture of me and Hermosi and Sam Evans. That's how you know in the right place. School.com/wholesaling. I was the first guy pretty much to make a real wholesaling group on School. And that's why I literally have /wholesaling. Nobody else had it. So I'm like, okay, cool. I'll just make it mine. But basically, search wholesaling real estate on School. You'll find us on there. Join 67,600 of my best friends. And pretty much all you have to do is there's this little map button here. You press it. And you get to find the locations of every single community member in the entire world. Hey, I'm like Pitbull, Mr. Worldwide over here, right? Pretty cool. So for example, if I live in, we have 3 people in Cuba, which is kind of crazy. But let's say I go out here and live in Jamaica, right?
Yeah.
And I have a deal in Tulsa, Oklahoma. How can I find JV partners in Tulsa? Maybe I have all the buyers in Tulsa. I'm looking for a wholesaler in there that has a deal, but they can't sell it. Well, I'm going to go out here and I'm going to go to Oklahoma. Tulsa's right here. Scroll in, and guess what I'm going to do? Click. Okay. Here's Braxton Fisher. I'm going to go press chat. I'm going to message Braxton. Hey, Braxton, my name is Zach. I'm in Jamaica or whatever, wherever you virtually are. And I have a ton of buyers in that area. Just seeing if you had any deals and needed any help. Just network. And then guess what? Don't text. Get their phone number and call.
Yeah.
Network. I'm telling you guys right now, in Tulsa, Oklahoma.
That's pretty cool.
We have how many people? Well, you know you can only message 5 people a day. It limits you on purpose. But in Tulsa, Oklahoma, there's roughly 134 people. So if you messaged every person in Tulsa, Oklahoma for a year, so you could message what's 5 times 135? In about 50 days, you can message every single person in Tulsa, Oklahoma. And you can follow up with them every single month. Because once you send a text to somebody, a message inside of school, you can re-text them.
Yeah.
Guess what? You have a whole Rolodex. I promise you, in Tulsa, there's going to be one person out of 150 that's going to send you a wholesaling opportunity. Hey, I like this deal. I can't find a buyer. Now it's your turn to go out here and get a deal. Guys, you could do this all over the country. There's so many opportunities.
It's crazy.
But you guys want to tell me about how hard life is and how difficult wholesaling is and all these things. Guys, it's right here. It's so easy. Okay? If you want to go out here and you find cash buyers in, I don't know, Indianapolis, there's 490 people who are physically in Indianapolis right now. Go out here and talk to them. Guys, go to New York. We have a bunch of people in New York. 4,400 people in New York, right? Yep. Hey, you're virtually wholesaling. Where are you? Just network, JV. That's it, guys. So simple, man. It's so simple. The amount of people that use X leads literally to go out here and find cash buyers and network, it's insane.
It's crazy.
So guys, my question for you is, what's your excuse? I laid everything out today for you to become a success wholesaling real estate without any cold calling. Let's get to work, gentlemen and ladies. That's it. What else can I add here to get someone going? No cold calling. I'll tell you exactly what to do. So if you take our advice and say, yeah, I'm not going to do it. I'm going to try novations. I mean, come on. Guys, this is the recipe that's produced more successful people in wholesaling real estate than anybody else in history. Think about that for a second. There's been not one human being in this entire world that has produced more first deals, more 6-figure wholesalers and 7-figure wholesalers than me and Rick, my dad, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's not one person on this earth. I can go toe to toe with anybody on this. There's not one person that's produced more successful students than me and you.
Just ask yourself, do you want to be a sprinter? These are people who come in, they got a one and done technique, they saturate it, and it's always the same story. You're tired of wholesaling. I've got an easier way. And the one thing I've learned at my age is there's no easy way. There's no shortcut. And it's just to trick you. It gets in your back pocket, and that shortcut is going to end. And you're going to have to go to the next shortcut. And it's far easier to sign up for marathon wholesaling. Learn the fundamentals. Think about any type of sports, tackling, blocking, catching, running, same thing. If you can't do the basics, stop trying to do all the fancy stuff, because number one, it's not going to work. Number two, it's not going to last. And you got into wholesaling to get out of the rat race. But if you buy into every marketer's dream, and by the way, everybody else in wholesaling proves my point. Marketing is the number one skill set of a wholesaler. Don't ever doubt yourself. If you try to shortcut that, it's going to be a very short ride, because at the end of the day, some of these wholesalers get so good, they turn around and go, we can market these wholesalers and make a ton of money. We can sell more picks and shovels than we can actually do in wholesale deals. And you guys fall for it almost every time. And when they go away, there's another set to replace them. And there'll be another technique that says, why do wholesaling when you can pay retail and make a ton of money? It sounds so perfect. Guys, I've been doing this 24 years. I want you to use me as your test goat. If Rick ain't going to do it, why would I do it? Now, there's some techniques I just don't do. We could easily do PPC. It's not my, here's my problem with PPC and PPL. It's not that it doesn't work. The problem is the return on investment and the return on time. I just don't see it being there. You have to dedicate an entire
Yeah.
employee. And it's like, and honestly, most of them attract people that they don't filter between people who want to sell and people who need to sell. When you first start out wholesaling, you don't have time, you don't have the capital, and you don't have the energy to chase people who want to sell. You need to just focus on the ones that need. When you get into PPCL and PPL, like I'm going to tell you, 90% of them are people who want to sell. So the best thing is like even teaching you like FISBOs, Zillow FISBOs. Find people that are on the market at least 90 days so they get the crap beat out of them, and find it with at least 1 or 2 price reductions. You know why? Because they're people who wanted to sell and now they're people who need to sell. At least you have a shot. And that's what you've got to understand. So if you don't have money, like there's certain things you're just going to have to step out of your comfort zone and just get it done. But lose your excuses, enjoy the ride. It ain't going to be perfect. And hold on, because if I showed you a camera over my shoulder when I started, I felt your pain. I promise you. So I understand it more than anybody.
There we go. Let's answer some questions. Neron Hardeal says, appreciate you guys showing up for us, knowing what's going on. Appreciate it. Thanks, man. I forced myself to cold call 100 people today. LOL. There we go.
There you go.
Sellers still dreaming 2021, 2022 prices. Dude, I still got sellers dreaming of those prices too. But here's the cool part.
That's going to all fix itself in 2026.
And by the way, I remember in 2021, 2022, every seller told me their house was worth $1 million because Zillow said it.
Yeah, I know.
Well, what's Zillow saying now, bro?
Yeah, it's getting new comps. So
I had to deal with a racist a few days ago, calling, and I was able to hang up and move on. Guys, you got to remember, it's like, how's it been racist over the phone? It's like, how do you even know? You know what I mean?
Well, they can say certain words, I'm sure.
Yeah. You guys, I mean,
that's the easiest thing to call someone that these days.
Unfortunately, I'll just be real with everybody. Like, you're just going to deal with. The way I look at it is, if let's say you cold call 100 people, right? What's the chance that one out of 100 people are going to be like mean, bigoted, racist person? Probably guarantee 1% of people are like that, right?
Yeah.
1% of people are usually just bad people. Think about the way I look at it as a class. Remember a class of like 25 people? There's always one kid that was like, oh my gosh. Think about a class of 100. So if you cold call 100 people, you have to deal with one crazy person. But that's just life in general. Like you're driving in a car, 100 people on the road.
Mm-hmm.
There's one nutty person. There's one guy in some weird like modded Honda that has a spoiler on it that's trying to like go 300 miles an hour.
That spoiler, that must make a tremendous difference because I see him out there. What's the point of taking a Honda and dropping it all the way on the road and just jiggle as you go?
I don't know.
I like the low riders that bounce up and down. That's a SoCal thing. That's a SoCal thing. It's so cool.
Martha says, I'm having about 20% response rate texting offers.
Dude, you're hitting it out of the park.
Cha-ching.
That's amazing. Keep doing what you're doing.
Immigrant mindset, American hustle, financial freedom. Yes. And Alicia says, this is definitely my year where I don't care about what nobody think or me or say about me. LOL. Zero cares in the world. I agree. Hey.
Yeah, the truth of that, when you do it, it feels so awkward, though, when you first do it. And then, like, once you kind of hold your breath and do it and you don't respond, you got to understand most people, they go, you're going to try wholesaling? The most powerful thing you can do is just not respond, because it's like they're kind of baiting you in to get in this conversation. Like, you ever people go, are you mad at me? Like, don't fall for the bait. Because you're just trying to soothe their personality. You go, we're good. Like, and if you don't do it, you don't have to get in this endless, ridiculous conversation. You guys trying to make everybody happy, it just makes yourself miserable. And you got to stand up. Like, guys, go check out like some of the original Alex Hormozy, and like he had to go through a painstaking. They wanted him to be in the medical field, and he's just like, I don't want to do it. I talked to him
for a while. I know, I get it.
And it's just like he had to have the guts, and he basically moved away from his father because he wanted to do everything. But his father wanted to be safe. He wanted to become a doctor, which is a noble profession. But look what he went on to be.
He told me a story about his mom.
And he knows you spent all the time with him.
He told me a story about his mom that he's like, you can't say it. You can't tell anyone. I said, all right. And he said to like 8 or 6 people at lunch. I was like, whoa. Like, he has some stories in there on YouTube that are whoa.
But we all go through it. But like, it's like, do
Crazy.
you have the guts to like, the biggest problem is
He's gone
everybody
through it,
tries
yeah.
to tell you what you do. And we're so busy trying to make everybody happy and you make yourself miserable. So listen, just do it because you already know what you can go back to. So make up your mind and just move forward. And that, honestly, I feel your pain because I went through this. And once I go, you know, I just don't give a crap anymore. And it was about a 2-year like divorce. After a while, I go, you know what? It doesn't really hurt. It's fine. They'll get over it and they'll forget about you real quick. And then eventually, here's the problem in the beginning. You want everybody around you to clap for you. They're not going to. Like when you need the clapping the most, they don't want to do it. And then when you ascend to the top, God, Dad, Zach, I always knew you had it in you, man. You're amazing, man. I always had your back. It's like, dude, I've seen you for 5 years. And then 7 years, nobody really, I just buried my head in wholesaling. I'm like, I don't care. I'm just going to like, I'm going to learn everything I can about it. And I failed over and over. And then while they're like, hey, Rick, can I work for you? Can I do this? I go, you know, I begged everybody for 7 years to work with me and nobody wanted to give me the time of day. So when you need the most clapping, they're not going to do it. And then when they all clap for you, you don't want to, like, you're like, hey, too little, too late. So I appreciate your comment. It's the God honest the truth. If you guys can make that sacrifice, you'll be a better off person
You know what everyone says on my channel on Sunday nights?
What?
It's not sacrifice, it's sacrifice.
Oh, that's a good
It's
one.
a sacrifice.
Sacrifice. Gotta get a t-shirt says that.
I love it. Yeah, Clay says, I sent you a DM. Clay, is it the name Clay or not? And by the way, I think I again, I'm not gonna say if I told you or not, but I did when I was with Hermosi for 7 or 8 hours. He told me, he said something to me that he doesn't share publicly at all, and I promise not to say anything publicly about it. But like, I viewed him way different. Like, there's some things that people like think about him, like wow.
You don't know the struggles people go
I'll
through.
tell you this, like, there's a side of him nobody knows. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah,
but he's a good guy. But one thing I'm going to tell everyone is just get to work. That's all I'm going to say. Get to work. Guys, go to wholesaling.com. We are in the best time ever getting into wholesaling real estate. If you want to go out here and have success, make sure you smash that like button, subscribe, go to wholesaling.com and get ready because the biggest X Leads update that's not an update is happening. It should be version 5. I'm not calling it version 5, but it is. It's big. I am hoping and praying that next week I can get it done. It's done. The API, I'm being transparent. The APIs were a lot more complicated than I thought. And once I release, you're like, whoa, I get it, Zach. You're chill. But give me a week, and the biggest drop's happening. I promise you, every single person in here is going to be very happy. Dre is going to be very excited for it. I'm not going to say because I saw those comments, but guys, get ready for it. It's going to drop. It's going to blow the entire wholesaling game, and it is going to make X Leads. If you compare X Leads to any wholesaling software after this update, it will be night and day.
Night and day.
Shh. Guys, go to xleads.com. I would highly suggest, I'm going to say this very nicely, I would highly suggest you go to xleads.com and use that. All right. I'll see you guys very soon. This is Zach Ginn signing out.
Rick.